Everyone, this is Kim with Abundant Life Tarot, and we are doing October's monthly Tarot and Oracle, Life, Love, and Abundance, our 12 astrological signs readings. That's a mouthful. And we are doing it with an October, Halloween, fall theme this time around. I don't know which tarot deck I will be featuring. I know it will be a tarot deck, and I know it will be more of a fallish or shadowy type deck that I will be working with. The reason I don't know is because this time around I decided I was called to, for each astrological sign, to use a different tarot deck. I'll probably be consistent on the oracle decks, but the tarot decks will be probably different from each reading. So if you end up looking at a video for, say, a friend or a lover, then you'll probably see that, hey, they have a different deck than what I had. That's because I'm just feeling like doing that. Well, no, we'll see how that goes for me. I may end up finding a deck and I just fall in love and use it for the rest of the time, or I may literally use 12 different tarot decks. So we'll see how that goes. Of course, this is a general reading. I touch upon, life, love, abundance topics, shadow aspect topics. But this is for any person with this particular sun or moon astrological sign looking at it. Is it going to speak to every single thing happening in your personal life? No. But that's what a personal reading is for. So if you would like to have something more in depth about your month ahead, you can head on over to abundantlifetarot.com or to my Etsy store, Abundant Life Shop, and book a reading with me. I'm happy to go much further and much deeper into your personal situation. Otherwise, sit back, relax, and enjoy your reading. Have a very blessed and abundant, and it's a harvest time. This is wonderful. It's fall, and so embrace it, enjoy it. Things will be discarding and dying off, making room for the new. So it's a beautiful, there's the fallow time, but it's just making room for what's to grow. So much love, many blessings to all of you. Hello, Libras. This is your monthly October Life, Love, and Abundance Tarot and Oracle reading. And we're going to first take a look at the overarching energies for the month of October for Libras in all areas. Okay, so we have invitation, we have shadow, we have a finale. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else. Anything else to add, Spirit, to that they need to focus on? And acceptance. Okay. All right. So, all right, my lovely Libras. So this month we have invitation. We have the shadow, finale, and then acceptance. So in terms of invitation, I get a sense that you are being invited this month to really dig in and face some shadow work, some shadows that are kind of undermining your success, undermining what you're trying to do in your life, in your love life, in your work life, in your life purpose. It's just something that's been haunting you. Maybe it stems from your childhood. Maybe it stems from poor relationships in the past. Perhaps it's just something you can't even quite put your finger on, but there's a shadow that's lurking that needs to be addressed and finally, having the light shown on it. And then there is some sort of sense of finale, something coming to an end this month for you. It could be a relationship, it could be a job, it could be a project. It could be, you know, even as something as a feeling or an understanding of what something was for the longest time, and then finally it coming to an end in terms of what you thought it was. So a finale, something coming to an end, and then you having to come to accept it, to have some acceptance around this situation. What is that in your life? We'll take a close look at that and see what this is all about and how it ties into the rest of the reading. These are the overall overarching energies that many of you Libras will be experiencing, and we'll see how it plays out in the rest of the reading. All right, so now we'll lay out the rest of the cards, and I'll do the rest of the reading all at once all the cards are laid out. All right, Spirit, the first question we are looking at is, what will Libras be confronting in the month of October, or what do Libras need to confront in the month of October? Okay. The Emperor. Nine of Cups, nice. And then Four of Pentacles. Anything else, Spirit, about what they will be confronting? What will Libras be confronting in life, love, or abundance? King of Cups. Okay, what tools will Libras be utilizing in the month of October? What tools? We have the Nine of Wands, the Temperance. Any other tools that Libras will be working with in the month of October? Page of Wands and Star. Nice. I love the Star card, especially the Star card. And then the outcome cards for October in life, love, and abundance for Libras. What's to come? What's to take away of the month? Okay. What will Libras be leaving behind in October, and what will they be taking forward into November? What will they be taking forward into November? Okay. What do Libras need to surrender this month? Okay, anything else? We'll do a countdown. 3. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Surrender comparisons with other people. Surrender unhealthy relationships. Okay. All right. Next up, let's take a look at abundance for our Libras. What's happening in the month of October, and how can you attract more abundance. What advice does Spirit have for you? Deservingness. Oh, there's 3 oh, there's 4. It's quite a bit. Maybe that's where the shadow is located. I'm getting a sense of that here with these cards. Usually whenever I find when I'm doing like a monthly reading and then like there's a bulk that comes out, like if it's the love cards, a bulk of them, it's the love area that needs some work. Or if it's this area, this is the abundance area, this is also that needs some work. So we have deservingness. We have face your financial fears. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. We have exercise to increase your energy and manifestation abilities. And we have conscious consumer. Okay, Libras. Wow. You've got a lot going on. I got to move my stones out of the way. So we'll do our best to cover everything here in the reading. And then we have for love for our coupled and singled Libras for the month of October. What's happening and what advice, Spirit, do you have for them? Any other messages for love? No Bishop. Any other cards, Spirit, for a coupled up? Okay, thank you. Now give your relationship a chance. Heart-to-heart conversations. And keep an open mind. Okay, so I'm going to figure out where I'm going to put all these. Make sure you guys can see them, mostly in the frame. And we'll just talk about those, keep those there. We'll just discuss some of those. Yeah, we got them all everywhere. And then I have one other card. As if I can. Eventually, my husband, when he's not doing a million things, he's supposed to get me my shelf, and I can't wait. And then my books will be up, and then I'll have more room on my table, and I can't wait. Cannot wait. All right. Spirit, in a final message to tie everything together for Libras, to ponder over, for our Libra friends to think about and to work on this month. We have hearth, happiness in our hearts and homes. I like that. Nice way to close the reading. Okay, so we got a lot going on. Let me see if there's a way I can make some room on the table for the loved ones. I don't know if there is, though. Maybe if I do like that. Still is just so funny. I got so many cards. Okay, scooch you up there. Kind of just stagger it like that. There we go. Make it work, right? All right, so let's get started with the reading. So this month, Libras, there's a lot of different energies going on. There is definitely, like the opening says, an invitation for you to do some shadow work, to also have some fun, and also to move your life forward. And that's going to become very clear as we go through the reading. We have the Emperor card. The Emperor is about strategizing, about making plans, about looking at the lay of the land, looking at what's for the greater good for ourselves, what's for the greater good of everyone involved and everyone that is under your influence. And that is also the situation too. You're finding that, you know, you have quite the influence on others, and people are, you know, they have the influence at times over you. But right now, you just have this sense of trying to move forward with purpose, with conviction in your life, and trying to make sure you stay on top of things and have order in your life. That's super important to you. It's important to you to feel emotionally fulfilled, to feel connected, to feel like, you know, you're moving in the right direction in life. That's super important to you. So in October, there are many instances where you're going to feel that way. Perhaps at a party, you know, a holiday party. Perhaps it's hanging out with family members and friends. So throughout the month in October, there's going to be times where you're going to have 9 of Cups energy, where you're sitting back, enjoying friends, enjoying family. Invitations are coming in. You know, people want to hang with you. People want to hang with you. They're wanting to celebrate with you. They want to celebrate birthdays with you and have fun with you. So that's good. That bodes well for you. There is, though, a sense that with the 4 of Pentacles, there's this, what's going on here as I get with the 4 of Pentacles, it's talking more about these cards over here and about some struggles that you're having with your deservingness, with your attracting of abundance, with your attracting of what it is you truly, truly want for your life. There's some things that you easily attract, Libras, effortlessly, and then there's some things you really have a challenge and you're not quite understanding why. You're not quite understanding, well, it's because there's something that you're withholding. There's something that when you worry, when you fret, when you get scared, you, instead of, you know, doing what would actually help the situation, which is to kind of open your mind, kind of open up, you close and pull within, and also pull within your purse, your wallet. You don't share. You don't give into the flow of the universe. You will hold within and withhold. And as a result, it cramps and then contracts, and then it limits your ability to manifest that which you want. So let's take a look at that for a moment. We're going to go into this section of the reading now, because I think it's speaking clearly that to me that we need to talk about this. It says deservingness. You are a beloved child of God, like everyone else, and you deserve to receive the support that will allow you to focus upon your divine life purpose. Even if you can't yet recognize your lovable qualities, trust that God and the angels can see how amazing you truly are. There's a sense here that sometimes you don't feel like you deserve some of the blessings that have been coming into your life, or that you don't deserve what's to come. Like there's a blockage, like something you've done, that like some kind of atonement that needs to be dealt with. And it's like, no, you deserve everything that you're getting, everything you've got, and everything that's to come. So know that, believe that, and embrace that. Face your financial fears. When you are honest with yourself about fears of success or failure, they can no longer control you. Be free of hidden fears by exposing them to the light of awareness, and you'll realize that you, in fact, have nothing to fear, and that every successful person has struggled with and released these self-doubts. So again, the 4 of Pentacles is telling me that this month there's a sense that you are fearful of losing things, or maybe, you know, you fear that maybe you made some bad investments, or you're fearful that you are not going to be able to make ends meet, or you're fearful that you're not going to be able to have a job for much longer. There's so many fears, but it's time to face your financial fears. It's time to realize who truly is your source. It is not that job that you're interviewing for. It is not the company that you work for. It is you. It is your connection to spirit. It is God. It is God. And so you just have to know that and get in alignment with that, and that will set you free. It says, exercise to increase your energy and manifestation abilities. And these, I think, are talking more about the tools. But I think this here is really speaking to what's happening in October. It's you facing that shadow, finally facing, you know, some lack, some thoughts of lack in your life, some beliefs of lack. And you're finally going to face those financial fears this month. I get a sense that it could be sometime in the later part of the month that you finally come to this realization. You finally accept who you are, accept where you are, which is so important. And once you do this, the end of your financial troubles will begin, and you will start to enter into a beautiful place of an emotional fulfillment and feeling solid and secure and safe, and emotionally secure and safe within yourself, which is most important, whether you're in a relationship or not. What's cool about this is the King of Cups. You know, the King of Cups is saying that you actually manifested the pursuit of love and received it by the end of October. You attracted it, or you nurtured it in the current relationship that you are in. And that's so beautiful. You gave your relationship a chance. I'm seeing in October, it says work on your partnership. So for those who are in a relationship, you, by the end of the month, that is what you embodied. You did this by having heart-to-heart conversations with your partner. You honestly discussed your feelings with one another, and then you kept an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Now, this is speaking to our single folks, and we'll talk to our single folks in just a moment. But I want to wrap up for our coupled up Libras, is that you kept an open mind, you had a heart-to-heart conversation with your loved one, and you gave your relationship a chance. That is so empowering, and it shows in the King of Cups. It shows us this is the actual manifestation that happened. And so you should be proud of yourself of getting that and reaching that in your relationship this month. First, those who are single, or those who are kind of going through the motions of being single, it's saying here, surrender unhealthy relationships. And this also could speak to our coupled up Libras too. It says, let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by others and to be surrounded by positive people. Surrender comparisons with other people. Keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your own strengths, attractiveness, and power. And again, there's a lot of shadow work that's being done this month for our Libra friends, where they're really looking at some limitations, some self-imposed limitations that they've set on themselves, some limiting beliefs that they've taken on that they need to surrender. You need to surrender your comparison to other people. Even if you're in a relationship, sometimes I get a sense, Libras, that you're comparing yourself to other people that your partner could be with or should be with. Again, there goes that deservingness piece. Let that, stop comparing, let that go. And then those who are single, or those who are dibble-dabbling with singlehood, surrender unhealthy relationships. And this tells me that you will finally deal with the shadow fear of like this dynamic, this fearful relationship dynamic that you've been in. There's a finale that comes to it. You finally say, you know what, this enough is enough. I'm surrendering this toxic relationship. For others, you give your relationship a chance with yourself. You say, I no longer will be in this relationship dynamic that's no longer serving me. You go and get counseling. You go and get, you go and honestly discuss your feelings with a loved one or with a therapist, and really work on these shadow issues. And finally, for once and for all, deal with it and put it to bed, those painful past issues with your relationships, and you come to a place of acceptance of who you are and where you are on your journey, and you keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Okay, so you keep an open mind, And as you do, you will meet someone who'll come in who kind of embodies like the King of Cups. Like if you Google King of Cups, like a description of what the King of Cups would embody, that person would be kind of like that King of Cups energy, whether it's male or female, towards the end of the month for you. That's pretty awesome, actually. And it's a person that's entering your life that will accept you for you. And that's super important to you. And it's super important to having a long-lasting relationship. All right, let's look at some tools. We've discussed love now. We can talk about the tools and then the outcome cards. So 9 of Wands, really passionately pursuing your dreams and your aspirations and your goals. And at times you're going to come across other people's stuff and other people's baggage, and you have to know when to lay it down on the line and keep going forward with what you need to accomplish and what you need to do. So discernment, having some discernment this month is going to be super important for you, and it is what you will be embodying as a tool, but it would help you immensely if you took on this tool at the beginning of the month and carried it on through to the end. But I get a sense that probably in a matter of like a week, like week 2, this 9 of Wands energy is when it's really going to like manifest itself. But again, you're invited to have that energy now. Temperance, another beautiful tool to have in your tool kit this month, is to bring some balance and to temper your emotions, temper your thoughts. Just really just try to have a balanced approach to things this month. That's really going to be helpful for you in all areas of your life, whether it's health, love, money, anything, everything. Temperance is your card this month for your tool position, and it will come in and out as needed, but you can call on the energy at any point and temper things. When you're feeling agitated or wanting to cuss someone out, you can temper things. When you're feeling like something's off kilter in your health, you can temper it by getting more rest, more water, more nutrients, and then just, and bringing more balance. Again, temperance. Page of Wands. Wands is about that pursuit, that going after your desires, your goals, your ambitions, your dreams. The page is about wonderment, pursuing new things, going after new things. And with the Page of Wands, you could, with the tool, you can actually, this is beautiful. It's saying this month, go ahead and start that new beginning. Go ahead and start that new hobby you were thinking about. Go ahead and start that new project. This card bodes well. You'll get some information or an actual message or something. Something will come to tell you that maybe it's this reading that will come to pass to say, hey, it's time to make that move and keep going and pursue that project that you've been bouncing around in your head and thinking about. The Star card in the position of the tools is powerful. It's saying keep hope, keep positive thinking alive. Have optimism, be optimistic, be around optimistic people who share in that good vibe, high vibing feeling with you. Enough with hanging around with those who are in the doldrums. It's time to be around the light, to have hope, to turn your attention towards the hope as opposed to looking towards the past and the painful past at that. All right. And then with regards to that, okay. So this is speaking, I think, to the Temperance card. Exercise to increase your energy and manifestation abilities. All right, Libra, as it's saying, the key to manifesting quickly is to have very high energy levels. And the easiest way to increase them is through physical exercise. Choose a fun and meaningful activity so that you'll look forward to exercising and it becomes its own reward. I used to go belly dancing with my girlfriends in the summertime back when I was in my 20s. I'm not in my 20s anymore. And of course, I don't feel like belly dancing anymore. That's not what I'm doing. But that's just to say, hey, that's an example of pursuing something that's fun. I love dancing. I love hanging with my girlfriends, and we had a ball. It was something we looked forward to, and it got us moving. And that's what I'm talking about, thinking outside the box and pursuing something, a new hobby that's fun, that gets you moving, that brings in exercise, balance. Sometimes we get too sedentary. We sit still for too long, Libras, and then we're not moving, and then things could happen. For example, blood clots or other things that come when you don't move a lot. So just be careful of that. All right. And then we have conscious consumer. You have the power to heal and help the world with your decision to buy only products and services that are ethical and environmentally friendly. As a conscious consumer, you choose to invest in fair trade and organic goods. You live simply, and you purchase only that which you need. So that is something that you're in an acceptance of. And again, that's all a part of the tools position of what you can do and what you will be doing as your part to contribute to the greater good, which is beautiful. We all could learn from that. Finally, in the outcome position, we have the Queen of Wands. Again, someone who is going after their passions and pursuits of their ambitions and nurturing and fostering that within themselves and within their loved ones and around them. That's going to be you this month. And that is the energy you'll be carrying into November. And it's quite beautiful and powerful. You're going to, with the Eight of Wands, there's going to be some fast messages coming in towards the end of the month for you. Maybe notices that you've been waiting for, important legal notices or notices about a new job offer, or information about someone you've been thinking about and maybe wanting to pursue and date. There's just going to be some fast forward moving energies coming this month for you. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Some of you literally just saying, you know what, I'm going to surrender to fate. I'm going to accept what's coming, and I'm just going to go with it and just do my part and remain optimistic. Things will fall into place, and that is a beautiful energy that will sustain you and carry you forth into November. And then finally, some of you will be going over trips over water, while others of you are having just a respite and a break and a reprieve from some stressful things that have been going on in the earlier part of the month. And it's much necessary, just like a break from it all. All right, my dears, I'm going to take a pause, and then I'm going to read this as a conclusion to your reading. Okay, so the last message we want to leave you with is hearth. Happiness in our hearts and homes. I'm going to read an excerpt of this for you guys, okay? I'm going to read an excerpt from the guidebook from the Halloween Oracle to conclude your reading. All right. The heart of every home, the fire that unites. Winter's warmth centers, stories, loves, and delights. This is a message that you take with you, my lovely Libras. Should the hearth card appear in your divination, you are being asked to look to your idea of what home and family is for you. Take the time to build up your love fire and have it burning brightly. Make your relationship a priority. Make your relationships a priority. That's plural. If there is a conflict within your home and family, it is time to take concrete steps to address the issue for good, my loved ones. If you or a member of your family is away from home due to travel or work, know that protection is given. And again, some of you will actually be going on trips, and just know that you are protected and your loved ones are protected while you're away, or if your loved ones are the ones traveling for it, they are protected. But most importantly, there's a shadow element in your family and your heart space that will be worked on and healed upon in October. Halloween may bring that light play that you need to have you know, some healing there within your family and within y'all's heart space. But success is at hand with this card. You know, the emotional fulfillment with the King of Cups is at hand for you, my love. My lovely, lovely Libras. I love you guys so much. And I wish you a very abundant and blessed October. I will see you all in the next video. Bye. Hello, Scorpios. We are doing your monthly October Life, Love, and Abundance Tarot and Oracle reading. And we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to first look at the overall overarching energies that you'll be working through in the month of October. Spirit, please show us some cards for the Scorpios in all areas. What are the overall overarching energies? Thank you, Spirit. Harmony. Oops, sorry. Let's see. Action. Any other messages, Spirit? Withdrawal. And wounds. Okay. So we have harmony. Action. Withdrawal. Which then causes wounds, or wounds causes withdrawal. Like a cycle, right? Look, it's even like two circles. If you look at them side by side. And then we have harmony by way of action. By taking action. There's a sense of harmony, a strong sense of harmony this month for you, Scorpios. And that's good because, you know, there's going to be some other energies that you're going to be also working with and dealing with in the month of, I'm going to scoop these up here, in the month of October. You've got action. You're going to be about action, about moving, about paying attention to the fact that time is, you know, moving and progressing on, and you've got goals and aspirations and dreams that you're trying to fulfill. So you, you know, you decide to take action, and it just brings about a harmony in your life, in your home, in your spirit. However, there is some definite withdrawal going on, either with you and your partner. Your partner may be withdrawing, which is causing wounds with you and in your relationships, or perhaps there's wounds inside of you. This could be the opposite. There's wounds inside of you that could be causing your partner to withdraw, or causing you to withdraw from the world. It's like, here's your shadow side in the month of October, and then here's your light. What's shining bright, what's happening and shining bright in your life is harmony and action, and what's like causing some issues is some withdrawal and wounds. And we'll take a closer look as we do the remainder of the reading to see how the energies play out. All right, thank you, Spirit. All right, so we're going to now lay out all the rest of the cards and then do the remainder of the reading. The first question we're looking at for Scorpio is, what do we need to confront, Scorpios, this month for October? What will Scorpios be confronting throughout the month of October in life, love, and or abundance? And if it's love, coupled or singled. Okay, Four of Swords. Okay. So what tools will Scorpios be using in October? What tools? What tools will Scorpios be using? Huh. I like it. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Definitely facing some wounds. That's okay. We like that. Nice good old-fashioned shadow work. All right, Spirit. And what do Scorpios need to surrender this month for October? What do Scorpios need to surrender? Anything else that they need to surrender? We'll count down 3, 2. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. We have surrender to your full power. Lovely. Surrender your desire to control people, because it's causing them to withdraw from you. Just so you know. Okay. Moving over my crystals. In terms of abundance, Spirit, for Scorpios, what's happening in the abundance arena, and what can Scorpios do to bring about more abundance? Okay, he needs to have an abundance mindset. And cooperation instead of competition. Set this across like that. And then we're going to go back to our tarot. Actually, I'm called to do it this way for Scorpios. For love, for our coupled and singled Scorpios for the month of October, what's happening and what advice do you have? And then we'll lay out the outcome cards in the tarot. I'll put it. Any other messages for the coupled and single Scorpios? Coupled and single Scorpios for the month of October. 3. Thank you, Spirit. Unrequited. I always mispronounce this. Unrequited or unrequited love. Playfulness and free yourself. And then we're going to now do the outcome cards for the month of October for Scorpios. What's the outcome? What's the takeaway of this month for Scorpios? Oh. And what will Scorpios leaving behind in October, and what will they be taking forward? Yes. Taking forward into November. Quite a bit. Okay, Scorpios. And then finally, we're going to have a card to close. Something to tie up everything. A message to leave just between you and Spirit. Spirit, what message do you have specifically for your Scorpio viewers for October? Trick or treat. Mischief in play. Mischief in play. Cool. I'm going to scoop down. Sorry, guys. The camera. So you can see. Scoot over. So you can see everything. Okay. Wow, what a reading, Scorpio, that you've got going on this month. So we'll just take it card by card. And so in the month of October, we have Four of Swords. Four of Swords shows you, you know, taking a much-deserved break, a much-deserved rest, being able to just to have a moment to reflect and meditate and just calm your nerves, calm your spirit. So in October, you know, towards the beginning of the month, you'll have this moment, this opportunity to do that. However, that being said, Ten of Wands is here, and Ten of Wands is saying that you've been carrying around a lot of the burdens of folks. Maybe it's your family members, perhaps it's the burdens of your partner, or, you know, at work. Maybe you're carrying on too much work and it's not balanced. People around you are not picking up their weight. Perhaps it could just be just an overall sense that you got the great world on your shoulders and it's too much to bear. And so, you know, at first you have a harmonious time with the Four of Swords, but then you kind of enter a period in October of Ten of Wands energy. There's another Ten of Cups, or another 10, I should say, of Witches of Cups, which says, hey, there is at least at home, there's going to be a moment of Ten of Cups energy where it's harmonious. It is, everyone's getting along, everyone is loving and compassionate, and there's a high and great sense of emotional fulfillment in your home life in the month of October. Maybe this is your favorite time of year. Perhaps you really get into the activities that come about with October. So it's got you taking some actions, decorating your home, getting costumes, having parties, going to parties, planning parties, just having a great time in this, trying to balance out some of the stresses that you've been bearing and carrying on. And then we have the Page of Swords, where, you know, you're like, I'm now getting clear about what I need to be doing with my day, for example, or what I need to do to get this goal accomplished. Or now I see, you know, this person starting their business. Maybe I can start exploring and seeing what that entails for myself. I'm going to take action steps. I'm going to move forward on these ideas that I have. I'm going to start to change my thinking. You know, the Page of Swords is about clarity of thought. Sometimes a little brash, a little naive, and going forward a little too prematurely, but nevertheless, taking forward action, surrendering to your full power. Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than, quote unquote, playing it small. So you're now starting to set your sights for 2019 and having a bigger, more expansive way in approaching your abundance, in approaching how you attract things to your life. And so look how this person's looking at the Ten of Cups. She's looking over here at this and saying, I have clarity of thought about my love life. I don't want to waste any more time on stuff that's just distracting me from my true purpose, which is emotional fulfillment. I'm getting clear on that. So that's powerful this month. Very powerful. Speaking of abundance mindset, let's talk about that for a moment. It is super important if you're trying to manifest anything from love to money to your life purpose and living it out daily. Abundance mindset. If you think of your abundance as something that happens in the future, then it will always be one day away from you. Listen to that again, folks. If you think of your abundance as something that happens in the future, then it will always be one day away from you. See, feel, think, and speak of abundance as something you already have in the present moment, and that is what you will experience. Cooperation instead of cooperation instead of competition. What's yours is yours, and no one can take it from you. There's no need to compete, as there's an abundance for all. You have complete access to unlimited abundance for yourself and to share with others. With cooperative partnerships, you can accomplish anything. So yeah, you've got your sights set on something bigger and more expansive, and that's super duper exciting, and I'm excited for you. All right, let us move into the tools position. So in the tools position, we have the Ten of Pentacles, right? The Ten of Pentacles is about that feeling like I am safe, I am secure, I am financially secure, I feel secure in this home, I feel safe here. This is where I feel like I can grow and set roots, and my family can grow and prosper here. And that's, again, you starting to do what it takes to have an abundance mindset. You realizing you don't have to have jealousy. You realizing that you have everything that you need. You have full power. You can take baby action steps to move where you need to go. And you are starting to take new beginnings in, financial endeavors, new beginnings in, thinking about purchasing a home, new beginnings about thinking about moving to a different part of the country or just a different part of the city, new beginnings in, maybe expanding a certain part of your business or exploring a new business or exploring a new facet in your career. The Page of Pentacles is about new beginnings in all areas of material and resources and your material world around you and you yourself. New beginnings in feeling better, new beginnings in healing wounds. There are some wounds, my dears, that need to be worked out and healed. And there's nothing wrong with that. We all have them. The Three of Swords says, hey, it is time to deal with these wounds here. There has been some broken-hearted stuff going on. There's been feelings of like tragic loss of love. And so this card is telling us in the tools position, it's time to confront that. It's time to see how we got here. How did we get here? And what can we do to heal the situation, heal this wound, so we don't have to go in constant withdrawal or cause people in our life to go and withdraw from us? How can we heal this situation so that way we can have a more robust kind of love? Wounds. Look what's sitting next to wounds. Here's some advice, Scorpios. It says, surrender your desire to control people. Being over-controlling can sabotage relationships. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation, some breathing room. You have a tendency to forget your full power, Scorpios. And as a result of that, you then overcompensate and then maybe try to be too controlling to the ones you love. Your spouse, your partner, your kids, your coworkers, instead of really to the people who really need to hear it from you and really need to be monitored. You have this sense of wanting to control situations and control people, when in fact that's just a symptom of fear, which is a symptom of a wound that goes deep, that needs to be worked on and healed. Not constantly festering and stewing and ripping off, and each time you have an argument, here comes this wound again. It's time to take a look at that. Maybe it's the love life that's causing that, because we have the unrequited or unrequited love. And this card is about, it says, there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So definitely what can cause relationship wounds is being in a vicious cycle with a partner or with someone you're interested in, and they're not really reciprocating it back to you. They're not showing you that they are digging you as much as you're digging them. And that can cause a wound to have to heal. So definitely, for those who this card speaks to, take a look at that in your life. Where do you need to release that energy? Because it definitely will constantly come with you and taint your future relationships if you don't deal with that. You're in a vicious cycle of constantly finding yourself with these kind of partners. Even if you're even married to someone like this, that's still not a good feeling, to even be married to someone who's not really reciprocating what you need back. What you're giving to them, they're not giving back. How can you bring that back into balance? The Knight of Wands say, you do that by moving away from your focus of these poor love affairs and looking at what actually stirs your soul, what actually feeds your soul. Work on that as you also do your healing soul work. And then in time, your life will just blossom and grow in ways you could not ever had imagined. Because you're simultaneously, as you're doing the healing work. Oh, sorry guys. I'm lighting my candle. So, bringing back a sense of playfulness, whether you're dating or whether you're in a relationship, is super important in the month of October. And I can't emphasize that enough. There's a strong sense to me that you've lost your sense of playfulness. And that's why the trick or treat, mischief, and play card is here. It's saying that you're going to remember it, but at first, in the beginning of the month, you forget it. And you just need some rest. And you get that rest, thankfully. But you eventually get to a place towards the mid to later part of the month where you're like, yes, I feel in a great place to celebrate and have some fun. So that's good. And you are playful with your partner if you have a partner. And you're flirtatious if you're not with anyone. And that's awesome. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. So again, whether you're in a relationship or you're single, where do you need to free yourself? And where do you need to surrender your desire to not just control people, but to control situations? Because again, that's still a form of bondage. Whether you're single or whether you're in a relationship, there's something in your relationship that's calling you that you need to work on, that needs to be set free. It needs to be set free. All right, let's look at the outcome cards. So we have some beautiful outcome cards. We have the Queen of Pentacles saying your goal of having a successful home life, or of, a successful career or a successful business is here. It's upon us. You have the Ace of Wands, new beginnings and setting out on your passion pursuits. You are taking those action steps, and that will carry you into the month of November, which is awesome, as will the Queen of Pentacles energy. You're nesting, whether you're in the Southern Hemisphere and you're nesting and preparing for the summertime, or you're preparing for your fall feast and having some, family over and having decorations and feeling the seasons change and experiencing that with loved ones. It's beautiful. The Four of Cups shows you at times throughout the month kind of feeling a little bored at times, feeling a little, especially if you're in an unrequited or unreciprocated kind of affair. It's going to have you wishing that you had a different kind of relationship, and a little bored, a little, dissatisfied, and having you start to get playful in the rest of your life, even though the love life may not be all that you're hoping it to be for some of you, not for all of you. For those who are in a relationship, the boredom may just come just as lulls, normal lulls in the month, nothing to be too alarmed about. Six of Pentacles shows that you are definitely embracing that abundance mindset, and you are carrying that energy into the month of November and beyond. The Six of Pentacles to me could definitely, of course, symbolize some windfall of money is coming to you this month in October, towards the end of the month. A surprise windfall. It could also mean that you get a business loan for some of you, while others it could mean that you get maybe you have to borrow some money, but you get it without all these extra terms, or maybe you get a new car loan. So there's definitely that element, but I get a sense that this is tying more into the abundance mindset, where you're understanding the beautiful give and take of the abundance cycle. How you have to, give your beautiful gift and share your gifts. And then that allows the universe to bless you and sustain you. And then people want more of what you offer. So then it just grows bigger and bigger. And it's a beautiful cycle of give and take. That is what I think of the essence of the Six of Pentacles. And you definitely will embody that finally. And that's going to be something that you take with you. It has a beautiful outcome for this October 2018 for you. And then finally, we have the Two of Pentacles, where you may have to be making a choice for some of you. If you are a creator and you're having to make a choice on what to focus on next. That can show you with the Two of Pentacles, and you may have to cooperate, and instead of cooperate with another creator, maybe you're a YouTube creator, for example, and you're going to have to do some collaboration, because that's going to help you with growing your your sphere out there, to make it where it's bigger and more expansive, and your reach. And also to be able to get the project done that you want to get done. So you may have to choose. And this time you're going to choose cooperation. It's quite beautiful this month. And then finally, I just want to read an excerpt from the Trick or Treat card for Mischief and Play. Let's take a look here and see what's going on here. The Mischief card, or Trick or Treat, I should say. Ella, can you do me a favor and put the little dog door down? I don't want him to go outside again. Okay. Thank you, Ella. Trick or Treat. Stalking and stomping, eyes shining and begging baskets, faces and bodies that are no longer ours, laughing skeletons in candy caskets. Should you receive the trick-or-treat card in your divination, it may well be a time to examine the role of play and mischief in your own life. You don't have to be a child to let go and have some playtime, and you can extend the fun to others. Sometimes we are afraid to make mistakes, and play is one way to alleviate the pressure that we sometimes place on ourselves to get everything perfect every time. Alternatively, it is worth knowing that there is a balance between manipulation and mischief. The former is not pleasant, and the other has at its core a sense of irreverent fun. So remember, whatever you do, don't try to control, surrender your desire to control people and have some fun this month. You deserve it. It's time to have a little fun. All right, my dear Scorpios, have a blessed and prosperous October. See you soon. Hello, Sagittarians. We are doing your monthly October life, love, and abundance tarot and oracle reading. And we're going to first take a look at the overarching energies that you will be going through or experiencing in the month of October. Spirit, thank you. What energies will Sagittarians be experiencing? Okay, we've got risk, passion, and offering. Right. Let's see if any other messages speak. And doubt. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Sit. Sit, Bishop. Okay, so we have risk. Go, Bishop. Sorry, guys. It keeps hitting my tripod. Okay, so we have risk, passion, and offering. Look at offering. And then doubt. So where are you experiencing some risk that you need to take, or maybe you need to be a little bit more cognizant of the risk that you have been taking, and maybe it's causing, some issues in your life, or not. Maybe you're too averse to risk and it's not helpful or healthy. And sometimes we have to take risk in order to actually, take a chance and receive passion, right? And then we have the offering card, something, being offered to us, or we offering something to someone else. What energies will that be coming up in your reading? We'll see as the reading unfolds. And then we have doubt. There's some areas in your life where you're having serious doubts. It could be your relationships. It could be whether or not you're making the right business move. It could be whether or not you should make a career move, or if you should leave the company that you worked at for a while. And you're having doubts on what you should do, doubts on if you should make a move with a new person, just all these different doubts. And so we'll see how those energies play out in the rest of your reading, and see what you can do to alleviate that. All right, so let's look at all of the cards. I'm going to lay all the cards on the table now and then do the reading. And the first question we're going to ask, Spirit, what will Sagittarians be confronting in the month of October in life, love, and or abundance? What will Sagittarians be confronting, or what do they need to confront? We have Death. Okay. What else? What else needs to be? Six of Pentacles. The Emperor. Interesting. Any more messages, Spirit? Knight of Pentacles. Thank you. What tools will Sagittarians be utilizing in the month of October? We have the Hermit. We have the Fool. Nice. Risk. That's a definite risk taker. And the Page of Swords. And then we have the Seven of Swords. And then the Justice. And then finally in the outcome position, Spirit, what is the meaning of the message, or what will be the essence of what Sagittarians will be taking away from the month of October and taking with them into November, or leaving behind in October? We have the Three of Cups. What are the outcome cards for Sagittarians? Seven of Cups. And life and love. Hierophant. Oh. Three of Swords. Okay. What do Sagittarians need to surrender in the month of October? Surrender low self-esteem and surrender to setting limits. I like that. And I agree. I concur. Regarding abundance for Sagittarians, what's happening in the month of October, and what advice does Spirit have for you to attract more? Take a divinely guided chance. Another card speaking about risk to you. Any other messages? Cooperation instead of competition. All right, Sagittarians. It's important for you to know. All right, in terms of love, for coupled or single Sagittarians, what's happening in the love life in October, and what advice do you have for Sagittarians who are watching this? Let go of control issues. Pay attention to red flags. And forgiving and learning. Wow, Sagittarians. Quite the love reading. Let go of control issues. Pay attention to red flags, and forgiving and learning. Let's see there. Okay, and then finally a card for Sagittarians. A closing message or something to tie in everything for the reading for Sagittarians. A message from Spirit to you. cards. Actually, no, not normal. It says community or spider, community and web weaving. And jack-o'-lantern, protection. Okay. I want to make sure I can fit all of them in there barely. All right, so let's take a look at the reading here. So we have the Death card for our Sagittarian friends. And so, of course, you know, some people would worry and think this is an actual literal death. And sure, for some, this could be the case, but I don't really get a sense of that in this reading. I get more of a sense that there could be the death of maybe the end of a relationship, but I don't know if it's that. It could be the end of, you know, a work situation. It could be the end of a way of being. It could be just the end of something and now a new beginning, a new dawning of something else. So I'm not sure what that would manifest for you, Sagittarians. For each one of you, it could be very different. But nevertheless, it's definitely a big, profound ending and a new beginning. So just, you know, on the onset of your month of October, that is something, an energy that you will be facing. So, sorry, I'm lighting up my candle. So I do that. Okay. So then we have Six of Pentacles. And so Six of Pentacles tells me that, you know, if you were concerned about finances, this is saying that, you know, you're in a place where you are, you know, people are not going to just let you flounder. You're in a supported state. You're, you know, cared for. And that's a good thing in terms of what's happening this month. You finally at least feel that place where you feel like someone's offering something to you. Perhaps some of you may get a raise or an offer for a new job, while others may get a car loan, or you get offered a huge discount or something, or maybe an opportunity to rent at a new place. Or it's just with the Pentacles, it has something to do with your home life or your resources, and it's an offering. Someone is offering something to you, and in return, and you receive it and you take it and you're happy for it and you're grateful. So that is happening in the month of October. The Emperor is coming up, and in terms of the Emperor, it's saying, hey, you know, there's going to be many messages here about taking a divinely guided chance, and it starts with the Emperor. The Emperor in you in the month of October is strategizing and then actually acting upon those strategies, and, you know, compelling others to do what they need to be doing, and having your family fall in line if that's who needs to fall in line, or your co-workers, enlisting them to make sure they step up, so that way you don't feel so overwhelmed as much anymore. It helps with dealing with the doubts that sometimes you have that all the work can get done, for example. So that's definitely an energy that's happening and coming through to me, that's going to happen for you in October. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles, you know, taking slow, assured, divinely guided steps towards your goal. And here it says, look, take a divinely guided chance. All positive change and successful ventures involve a degree of risk, and you're ready to follow your divine guidance to new territories. As you leave behind that which is comfortable and familiar but no longer appropriate for you, you make room for new and more meaningful opportunities. So, you're taking a divinely guided chance. The Pentacles is a slow-moving energy. It takes a while to get to the finish line for the Knight of Pentacles. It takes a while to get there. So you realize this, and you are okay with taking your time and being meticulous about what it is that you need to do. You have passion to endure this, to see this goal through, to see this project through, to see this aspect of your career through. You have what it takes. You have the passion to see it through, to see this aspect of your business move forward. So that's beautiful. It's beautiful. And now we're going to move into the tools position. So the first tool that comes up is the Hermit. You're going to be pulling within, and it just feels like an energy that you are blessed and offered an opportunity to actually maybe have a day off during the weekend to yourself, where you're able to go in and maybe journal and maybe meditate and or maybe just sit with yourself and be able to think and visualize and fantasize about what your future would look like. You are going within as a necessity to be able to offer others your gifts and passions. But first, you're feeding yourself. You're taking care of your needs. Ella, what is he doing? Okay, thank you. Sorry, guys. And then we have the Fool card in the position of Tool. Fool in the position of Tool. It's funny. Where it's time to consider taking risk. Are you being too safe in certain areas of your life? Now in your love life, that's where you should be cognizant and aware of, is it safe to risk your heart? Is it safe to risk your, to risk your funds or risk, your investments? You have to think about those things. You have to weigh those things. However, you can be shrewd and be able to be a shrewd business person and still take a risk. You can still put your heart out there and go dating and trust that you're not going to have your heart stomped on. You can still do that. You can still have the full moment in your life and take a chance. Surrender to setting limits. This is certainly in this speaking to the Fool card here. It says it's healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs and remember that no is a complete sentence. When I see setting limits, though, I also see stop setting limits on yourself. Stop setting unnecessary boundaries and limits on yourself, whereas you are also not willing to set boundaries and limits on others and how they interact and come into your life. The Page of Swords is in the tools position, and sometimes you have to get a little snippy, and sometimes you have to, get a little sharp tongue like the Page of Swords and tell it like it is in the tools position. And be judicious, be, just and fair in who you point your words and your, what you have to say and how you have to say it to people. Be fair and give it to everyone who justly deserves it, but nevertheless do it, because it's time to start, following your passions and pursuits. And if you don't set limits on others, first of all, you've got to take the limits off yourself. Okay, this is where it's a double-edged meaning for the risk. You have to take the limits off for yourself, but you have to put the limits back on for others. Others should not be able to dictate how you spend your time and what you're doing. Over time, people are going to feel like they can just come in and take over and take from you and not give back to you and give back to what you're trying to do in terms of, you know, what you're trying to build in your own personal life and your own mental well-being. People will take from you, and you have to make sure that that's not happening. Okay, so you have to surrender to setting limits. That's what this card says. And also surrender low self-esteem. You deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. So where do you need to surrender low self-esteem in your life? And you, again, need to be just and fair and honest with yourself. Like the justice card would be, you know, how the justice in this card would be honest, fair, and judicious and forthright, and won't hold back, but also will, you know, just make sure that everything is looked at and not leaving anything just open and not to look at, because this will also help with the doubts that you have about a certain project or certain situation. When you're able to look at it and see it at all angles and realize you actually have things just where you need them to be to manifest where they need to be. Also in the tools position, we have the cooperation instead of competition card. It says, what's yours is yours, and no one can take it from you. There's no need to compete. As there's an abundance for all, you have complete access to unlimited abundance for yourself and to share with others. With cooperative partnerships, you can accomplish anything. So that's also in the tools position, cooperation. And, you know, that's what it sometimes takes, you know, collaboration, working with others, working with other creators. Ella? What's that? No, what's going on? Oh, okay. Okay, so now, in terms of surrender to setting limits and self-esteem, let's talk about love for a moment. So passion is definitely coming up, and it's not just passion in terms of your abundance and in terms of you pursuing your life passion and pursuits. It's also dealing with relationship woes. First of all, you're going to have to learn to let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. So if you are just setting out to date and you're single and you may be frustrated and you're trying to control every aspect of how a person's going to come into your life, and if they come into your life, how they're going to date and what they're going to do, and you're trying to dictate too much. You need to let go of control issues and just surrender and go with the flow. Also, in terms of being in a relationship, you've got to let go of control issues as well. Where in your relationship does it mean that you have to be so controlling of it? You have to relinquish some control so that way your relationship has a chance to grow and to prosper on its own without you having to force what happens next. You don't need to do that. So remember that. Also, you know, in terms of your healing, if you have broken up with someone recently or you're on a healing journey, you have to release and let go of control issues on how you heal from a situation. Okay. Also, pay attention to red flags. If you're single and dating, definitely go within, look within, find the wisdom within, as the Hermit would suggest you do. And then see that the signs are cautioning you. Not all signs and red flags mean that a relationship should end. Not all signs mean that a person who you may start to date is totally bad for you. But your low self-esteem and not setting limits and boundaries could lead you into a place of brokenheartedness, a place where You know, if you had really had a higher self-esteem, you would not have taken some of the mess that you took from someone, and you would not have ignored the red flags. And you would have set some healthy boundaries. So these are important fundamental things to work on this month, Sagittarians, as you prepare for love to come in. Because let me tell you, love is coming in. We have the Three of Cups, parties, having good times, having community, feeling good, celebrating is definitely happening. Feeling like you have options, feeling like you have a lot of options on the table in the Seven of Cups in the month of October is happening for you. That's a good thing. You're feeling like, it's like a little smorgasbord for you as you move forward into November. And in terms of if you're in a relationship, you're feeling like, wow, things have finally settled in, and now we've come to a place where we can explore different avenues of our relationship to deepen it and to grow it and to make it much more connected. We may even consider something like marriage. And even despite the brokenheartedness that perhaps may have happened in this particular relationship that we are speaking of right now, forgiveness and learning from that brokenheartedness has brought you to a more healed place with your partner today. The Three of Swords does not necessarily mean that it's brokenheartedness happening currently, although for a small minority of you, it could very well mean that. It says forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. And so it's showing you getting over this brokenheartedness. It's taken you a long time to do that, to get over people who may have cheated on you in the past, but now you find that you can forgive and learn. The reason I say the cheating on here is the Seven of Swords, and that it took you a long time to get over. Or maybe you were the cheater in the relationship, and it took you a long time to get over the fact that you wondered if you could ever be in a monogamous relationship. But it looks like you're forgiving yourself and you're learning. It looks like you've forgiven the person who broke your heart, and you've forgiven the opposite sex or the same sex or whomever, and you are able to move forward and move on from that pain. And that's important. And, you can overcome those doubts. You really can. All right. So let's take a gander here at the jack-o'-lantern, which is protection, and the spider, which says community and web weaving. We're going to read excerpts from the guidebook for this new little oracle I got for my collection. First up is jack-o'-lantern. Jack-o'-lantern. Oh Jack, let me carve my protection. Shine your fire outwards, evil rejection and reflection. It says, know that you're protected and that you are capable of creating the life that you want, and that this universe supports you in this should Jack shine his light upon you. Boundaries are important to teach people how to treat us, and drawing this card indicates that you may wish to renew the ones you have or to establish new ones, to establish new boundaries. Remember, setting limits. This is a big theme for you, and it's important as you journey into the next leg of your life. It is paramount to get comfortable with doing it on a regular basis and renewing boundaries if you need to. Spider, community and web weaving. She spins her silk alone in the dark with hope of collection, sticky with dreams, weaving the world's a wide web of connection. Let's take a look here. Spiders' webs can be seen as a symbol of connection, not necessarily entrapment. There's a fine line sometimes between a family or community supporting us and controlling us. This card looks at this discernment. It also suggests that you review the way you communicate with the wider community, at work or generally with others, and take steps to improve this or do it slightly differently. It also indicates that there needs to be a balance between what you do for yourself and what you do for others. If we give too much to the outside, our strength diminishes and we cannot weave the supporting web for ourselves. And it's important that we do that we take care of ourselves just as we take care of others. If we can't take care of ourselves, we really cannot be in a position to take care of others like we would want to be and to offer what we would love to offer. So set some healthy boundaries so that way we can give all that we wish to give freely to the universe, so then the universe can bless us in that beautiful Six of Pentacles cycle where it's that beautiful give and receive energy going on. So yeah, I mean, wow, you've got some powerful stuff going on here with some major arcana. I mean, you know, some of you may even be getting more disciplined in setting boundaries, in, you know, setting boundaries for the sake of making room for real love to come in, for real healing to happen, for real manifestation and pursuing your dreams to happen. All right, my lovely Sagittarians, thank you so much for watching. Have a very blessed and prosperous October. Much love.